What's up, you guys? It's your girl Queen. I'm back with another video. Shout out to all my old and new subscribers. Shout out to my members and my moderators. I want to appreciate everybody for watching. And staying tuned. Also, real quick, I want to put up a disclaimer. Okay, we gotta do disclaimers, y'all. Okay. So let's do a disclaimer. Disclaimer, this video is for news reporting, educational purposes. I also will have the disclaimer in the video because YT, y'all, YT has been tripping a little bit, okay? About a lot of things, okay? With certain videos. Like a lot of my Jelani Day, I have to go through a lot, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just, boom, disclaimers on everything, okay? Because I am partnered with YouTube. Alright, so this video we're going to be talking about, is CPS responsible? We're going to be talking about the Cal City Boys case. Tomorrow, I believe, the video, I think it'll be a Jelani Day video tomorrow. Yes, I think, because I have everything written down and out or whatever. But, yes. So, is CPS responsible? Is CPS responsible of why these two beautiful boys are dead? Let's talk about it. Let's fish and ask questions. Logical questions, you guys. Logical, real questions, okay? But yeah, so here we go. Is CPS responsible on this case? Let's start from the beginning. Let's start with Jacqueline and Trezell. The West, Jacqueline and Trezell, clean. They have no background, no felonies, no arrest record. Like, they have no background, which is no reason for CPS not to approve them for fostering. That's one. Two, Trezell had a job in security. I'm not sure what Jacqueline was doing when they first applied to be foster parents. See, people think because they ain't had a job in a while that they never worked, that CPS just threw them these kids. No. That didn't happen. Trezell was working in security. And I'm not sure what Jacqueline's job was at the time, but yeah. So they had income when they was applying for fostering. Plus their incentives that they, would have been getting. But yes, they had a job. So when I see people saying, oh, how to get them kids, don't have no income, CPS this, CPS that, they have no background, no felonies, no drug charges, background clean. How are they supposed to know that these two are sociopaths, psychopaths, sadists? How is CPS supposed to know? Also, they was working. they had income. Now, whether they stopped working a little bit later on when that money started rolling in, that's a different story. But at the beginning, yes, they had a job. All right. Also, 3, they passed the test. They have you take psychological exams, different exams to become a foster parent. They passed. If they passed all the requirements, had income, no background, why wouldn't CPS approve them? Why wouldn't they be approved for foster parents? I've seen people in Bakersfield that are foster parents that look like they should not be foster parents. Okay? And I'm just going to be real with you. Okay? So, but they approved all of the requirements. So, no, they passed. Backgrounds, all the other psychological tests, mental tests, all those tests, they passed the requirements. And they had income. Okay? And this was at the beginning. So, concerning the lawsuit, did they know Charles was the dad? Okay? Let's move there. Because we already addressed that they was approved to be foster parents. There was nothing that would alert CPS at that time that something was wrong with Trezell and Jacqueline. There was nothing at that time to alert them. So they was good to go. Now, let's move on to some questions about Charles Pettis, their father. Or one of their fathers. I don't know about that. That's kind of iffy. Did they know Charles was the dad? If so, did they notify Charles? So, we will find out when the lawsuit goes through if they notified Charles. If they even knew he was the father. Because if they did not know, that would not be on CPS. If you went on the birth certificate, they definitely wouldn't know because they look at the birth certificate, so they wouldn't have no excuse to say, well, we didn't know. No. They would know if he was on the birth certificate because they look at him. Then that would be their job. I mean, they would have to look for him. All right? But did they know Charles was the dad? We don't know that yet. That'll come out. Yeah or nay? If so, did they notify him? If not, they're not responsible if they're not aware of you. and I'm just keeping it real here. If they don't know nothing about you and they thinking it's just the lady that's a single parent, maybe dad not involved, how is it on them if they don't know? You know, so we just got to keep it real here. Realistic. Okay? And if they did know, that's a different story. Then yes, that was on them. Then it will be on CPS if they knew. So like I said, that will definitely be on them and they will be wrong for that. So that will come out when the lawsuit and everything goes through. Okay? The next thing. Right. So if they don't know about you, you can't expect them to reach out and give Charles and his family a chance if they don't even know who you are or if you're the dad or not the dad, whatever. Okay? So that's a big part of holding is CPS responsible. Okay? So far, we'll find out about them knowing if Charles was the dad in the lawsuit. We cleared up Trezell and Jacqueline being approved for fostering. We cleared that up. Okay? Who would have known Trezell and Jacqueline are murderers if they passed all the requirements and all the tests? Who would have known? Did we know Chris Watts was a sociopath, that he would kill all his babies, his wife. Like, y'all, these psychopaths hide who they are and they imitate us. They imitate everyday life. They imitate real people. Is CPS responsible for that? If they're hiding who they really are and they pass all the requirements? I mean, like, you really have to ask yourself these questions. You really do. You really, really do. You know, because, like I said, CPS ain't perfect. And it's ran all over the 50 states. Every state and city's CPS, DHS departments are different in different states. So that doesn't mean
that
it doesn't mean, yeah. So it's ran all different. They're not all connected together, not all as a whole. And I'm not gonna say CPS is messed up as a whole. I can't say that. Now, in some cases, yes, I do find in that particular city, in that particular state, in some cases, I do hold CPS responsible for some things. Yes, I have. But I don't bunch them all together as a whole and be like, boom, you know. No, because they're different. They're ran by all different people all over the world. Okay? So, but yeah, so who would have known that they would have murdered some kids? I didn't. Once the interview hit, yeah, that's when I knew, when they first reported the kids missing. Something is wrong here with Trezell, with Jacqueline. Their body language, their actions, things they said, the way they moved, things they didn't do, things they did do. That's when I knew something was wrong. Okay. Did CPS do checkups? Did they do checkups? Were they still required to do check-ins on the West after adopting the kids? All that will come out. Because if they was required to do checkups and check-ins after they adopted the kids and they didn't, that's an open doorway for CPS to be responsible for some things, as not properly doing your check-ins and check on the welfare of the kids if they were still required after adopting. Okay? So the question is, were they still required to check in on the West after adopting Classic and Sincere? And if the ball was dropped, where was it dropped at? Where was the ball dropped? I mean, is CPS really responsible here? And if you want to even go further, it'll come out in the lawsuit the reason why they were taken from Ryan Dean. That'll come out. If people want to say they are responsible even from back then, if we go further back from how they was even taken from the bio mother in the first place, that'll come out then. But like I said, I'm not going to just jump on as a whole and say CPS is wrong, responsible, this and that, because I do believe, now there are some exceptions in some cases, but in most cases, in my opinion, that I experienced, that I've seen on cases that I worked on, people that got their children removed had their children removed for specific reasons. It wasn't just for no reason at all. Okay? So, I can't jump on that bandwagon. I won't. You know? Because that's just not realistic. Okay? And like I said, it's easy to be upset and want to blame someone. And blame others. It's so easy to be upset and want to blame people. But we have to have all the facts in place. Then put the blame where it's needed to be put. And then we will know everything that happened. Parents aren't perfect. Parents make mistakes. CPS makes mistakes. They're not perfect. They drop balls just like parents drop balls. It's what you do after. It's what you do after that mistake that you made. Is the parents, is any of the bio parents going to take responsibility? Is CPS going to take responsibility when this lawsuit goes to court? It's about what you do after the mistakes that are made. So when the facts come out, the blame will be where it's supposed to be. Let's see who will take responsibility for how these two precious boys end up deceased. Who's going to take responsibility? Who's going to take that? That's a part of being an adult. That's a part of growing. That's a part of being a man, a woman. Taking responsibility and accountability for anything that you've done that could have contributed to these two beautiful boys being taken and put into murderers' hands, which I can't say CPS is responsible for the vetting process with them because they passed. Now, maybe if they were supposed to check on them more or something like that, I don't know what I got to look it back up. What's the check-in laws? But like I said, that'll come out in the lawsuit court. Because the most, I mean, as far as the vetting process, I don't see where they did anything wrong. Now, as far as if they was required to do more check-ins or after they adopted them, what that process was, I'm not sure about that. That'll come out in lawsuit court. And also reasons why they took them from Ryan Dean. That'll come out in lawsuit court. Like I said, all that will come out. But it's time for people to take responsibility. These boys are deceased. They need to be found. They need to be laid to rest. It's time for people to take responsibility and people to wake up and open their eyes and stop trying to blame everybody else. Because I see a lot of people responsible here. A lot. But is CPS responsible in this case? It's your girl Queen Talks Crime. I'm out. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow. I might even do a small one tonight if I have time, y'all. If I have time. But I'll be back with another video tomorrow.